The case was closed. Malin was free. Ingo had confessed. The Lon Lon Ranch murder solved. But justice never sleeps. In the dead of night, Link is dragged back to the courtroom, only this time, he's the one on trial? Well, sort of. The charge? Theft. The victim? A shopkeeper with a grudge. The mystery? What is the windfish, and what happens if it wakes up? This isn't just another case. It's a nightmare. In a world where Link is both the lawyer and the accused, who delivers the final verdict? I did a little bit of research on what these extras are and how to access them, so I think I figured it out. You go to settings, go to brightness, and then you play, I think it was a Song of Storms. Ah, see? There's a little jingle there. Let's see, we should have all of our extras. Ah, look! There were 2 other extras. That's just like the way to do it if you don't have like the transfer pack capabilities. I was also looking it up, and it looks like there is a way to do the transfer pack via the hardware I'm using. It's a little tricky, but it's not impossible. But if you want like an easier way to do it, here you go. Just put in Song of Storms over the brightness screen, and we got these set. So let's check it out. So we checked out the one with Talon, who was running around like Mario. So Ingo's Casino, I figured, yeah, see, it is like some kind of gambling game, as the changelog was talking about. And then the extra 3, Turnabout Thief. Is that like an extra case? Is this another trial, or is this like a gag? I don't know. All I did was look up how to access these. I didn't look up anything beyond that. Oh, like stealing from the shop. Okay. Progress through this story will overwrite your current progress to the main story of Hero of Law. Sure. Yeah, let's go. I didn't connect anything. All I did was input a code. Please enter a Link's Awakening or Link's Awakening DX game pack into the transfer pack. Press A once you've done so. Yep, no transfer pack connected or nothing is inserted into it. Dang it. All right. Oh, hey. Yes. What? We're back in the courtroom, guys. Ooh, I'm excited. I wanted more content, and maybe this is it. But it seems more like gag content where Link is the thief from Link's Awakening. So let's see. What are we looking at? It's dark. It's dark. What are we doing? Oh. Made it in time, I guess. Still no clue why on earth they called me in here at this ungodly hour. You? Yes, me? I don't like being woken up at 2 a.m. either, believe me. I really hope that old fool has a good explanation for this. Old fool? You mean the judge? Ah, I see you're both already here. Splendid. I hope this wasn't too much of an inconvenience for you. That remains to be seen. What could possibly be so important about this burglary case as to warrant this kind of urgency? I think I know where this is going. Link is the guilty party here. But we'll see if that holds true. That is my prediction right now. Case? We're doing a trial? You mean you haven't been told, Defense? Same old story. Defense is the last one to know. Oh dear. My apologies. I suppose I did order the soldiers not to tell anyone about what happened. They must have interpreted that a bit too literally. But that's fine. Secrecy is paramount here. Yes, having an entire entourage of Hylian soldiers arriving at the Gerudo's fortress in the middle of the night was the pinnacle of stealth. No one knows. It's a secret to everybody. There's a little nod to the original Legend of Zelda game where you enter a secret cave or a secret doorway in the overworld. There's a moblin in there that gives you some rupees and says, it's a secret to everybody. Hold it! Wait a moment, I can't just defend someone off the cuff like this. That'd be incredibly unfair to the defendant. Oh, doubting your skills? As much as I'd like to agree with you, Defense, we have no choice in the matter. This trial must happen this very moment. Okay. Well, get on with it then, old man. What is this about? Right, yes, of course. Let me start from the beginning. A few hours ago, I was finishing my daily ablutions when a great light appeared within my chambers. It was like nothing I'd ever seen before. The night literally became day before my very eyes. And that wasn't all. People started to come out of the light. I was shaken with fear. One of those people claimed to be the goddess herself, Hylia. What? I know. Believe me, I was as flabbergasted as you are. The goddess proceeded to explain that, in another world, one of her chosen heroes had been severely punished for committing some terrible deed. She decided that someone else should determine whether this punishment was just or not, to ensure her own biases would not affect the outcome. Our own world was chosen as the best candidate to make this judgment. Because we're like the only world with this courtroom. Okay, cool. Okay. This is a joke, right? There's no way any of that is true. This is insane. Yes, it seems the judge has completely lost his marbles. Clearly, his age has finally caught up to him. I will be filing appropriate notices as soon as I can. At the very least, we can both get back to sleep quickly. That is true. Oh-ho! I believe I know of just the way to convince you two. Soldiers, please call in the defendant. The defendant? What the? Yep, it's Link from Link's Awakening. Thief. Although his name is just question mark. The message at the beginning of this said, this works better if your file is named Thief. Because if you steal from the shop, you are thenceforth called Thief in that game. You cannot change your name back. But it's actually like a thing that you need. If you want, in Link's Awakening DX, actually, you have to steal from the shop if you're going to get like the final photo. Because there's like a series of photos that you get throughout the game you could use with your Game Boy printer. But if you did not steal from the shop, your name remained whatever you named your file. So I imagine this would be Thief or whatever I had named my file if I had not stolen from the shop. Interesting. Defense. Just crawls back up. Oh, what does that happen? What does that happen? We don't have time to watch you pass out. Get yourself together. Oh, right. That's what happened. Well, Defense, are you convinced now? Wait, I missed something here. I guess I can't deny it, can I? That's definitely me. Is it, though? Younger? Wilder, perhaps. Wilder. But sure enough, because he looks like he's wearing like the Hero of the Wild outfit, almost. But that's definitely like the Link's Awakening outfit. Sure enough. I guess so. Excellent. In that case, let us formally begin. So Link is on trial, but not the Link from this game. The Link from Link's Awakening is on trial. Oh, man. This court is now in session for the trial of Thief of Koholint Island. His name has become Thief. He's been branded a thief. Objection! Your Honor, you can't just declare him the thief from the get-go. No, of course not. I have his name written down right here. It seems I am unable to say it. Fascinating. A curse of sorts? I assume. This is the punishment we're to decide is just or not. Just? How could this be just? To be forever called a thief by everyone? Even I can't say my own name anymore. That's true. Everyone calls you thief in the game from then on. Well, as far as I'm concerned, it seems right to me. After all, everyone is just speaking the truth, are they not? Objection! The defense demands the prosecution abstain from claiming unproven statements. I agree. I firmly believe my client innocent, of course. Not just because he's you. Oh, well, about that. Yeah, he did it. I might have actually done it. Oh. Yes, Her Greatness had specified that the defendant's guilt was non-negotiable. We are only here to determine whether the punishment he faced for it was reasonable. Now, then, prosecution, please give your opening statement. What? I don't know anything about this case, old man. You only just called us in here, remember? You're the one with all the details, so go on, get on with it. Get to it. Well, I suppose actually, why don't we just let the victim describe what happened? He should have the most accurate knowledge of the event. This must be some kind of nightmare. It's a nightmare. Every good lawyer knows you should never defend yourself. That's true. Does this count? Yes? Oh, it's the shop owner. Yeah, that looks like him. Yeah, that is what he looks like in the game. All right. Who are you then? Where's his nose? Yeah, myself. I own the tool shop back in Koholint, I do. The greatest shop in town it is, yeah, it tells you. It's the only shop in town. Whoa, not so close. No touching, you don't know what could happen. The world could implode. I don't think the goddess would allow this whole thing if that were a real possibility. So what if it's the only shop? There's no better in this world or the next. Never seen anyone complaining. So I have a feeling like there is some kind of like British accent going on here, but I don't do a very good British accent. I am like so freaking American, it hurts. I'll do my best with the voice. From how it's written, I can make it sound like something. Yes, whatever. Now, tell us what happened. How did you let yourself get swindled? How did you let yourself get swindled so easily? Hey, I'll say it all. Just you watch me. I mean, those are his actions in the game. Oh, this is great. Oh, it was just a normal day. I was sent to me cash register. Then, suddenly, this kid bursts in. A green blur, I tells ya. He grabs the nearest thing and runs behind himself. So I turn around. But he ain't there anymore. So I turned back to the entrance. Ay caramba, he's gone. Nowhere to be seen, I tells ya. I can't afford me wares going for free. You know, they're already cheap as possible. Why, I oughta... Well, I suppose he did already pay the ultimate price. Why, what a descriptive testimony. I feel as if I were there. Hold on. There's just one thing I'm confused about. Who was it that set this curse, or whatever it is, on my client? 'Twas me, of course. What kind of shopkeep would I be without some magic? I know how it looks, but the guy can literally shoot deadly energy beams. I would not underestimate him. So once you steal from his shop and you re-enter, shopkeeper's waiting for you. He's like in the center of the room. He's like, oh, I've been waiting for this. And he just, gets you like Palpatine style, you know, like strikes Link dead on the spot. I kind of enjoy this exploration of this shopkeeper from Koholint Island. This is like a mock trial that we would run. Like, let's put the tortoise and the hare together, you know, like who was right in this one? It's kind of like a experiment pitting the shopkeeper against Link the thief from Koholint Island. Love it. I would not underestimate him. Right, of course. Without further ado, please proceed with the cross-examination. Defense? Okay, so Link's name did start out with all the question marks, and I thought like, oh, if I had given the file name, I would already have the name in there. But no, like this just proceeds as it plays out. So like, yeah, I'm here for this. Okay, cross-examination time. Here we go. It is like a whole other trial. Wow. The Great Heist. All right, yeah, there's 9 parts to this testimony. Oh, what's in my court record? Nothing. I got nothing. All right, close that. We're just pressing. Do you get many customers at your store on regular days like this, witness? Oh, wait, no, I forgot to check profiles. Ah, yes. Ganondorf. Man, okay, here we go. Thief. My kleptomaniac self from another world. And shopkeeper. The victim of the crime, owner of the Koholint Town Tool Shop. Great. So I can present profiles. If I don't have any other evidence. Do you get many customers on your store on regular days like this? I can't say I do. It's a small town, you know. Besides, I think lately the people have been spending their money at that blasted trendy game. Ooh, that four-eyed scoundrel running such an eyesore. Trendy game? Yeah, it's like a crane game. Yeah, it's a crane game that's also in town. 10 rupees per game. It's pretty easy to win. It is, actually. Huh. There's something wrong if people prefer to literally gamble on a crane game than buy from this guy. Please continue, witness. All right, so we press him again. A green blur. A blur? Are you sure this was definitely my client? Because he saw a green blur, he didn't see my client. Yes, here we go. I swear me mum. Couldn't be anyone else. It's a small town, you know. I know everyone there. No one else wears weird green dresses. Hey, this is my finest tunic. Objection. I fail to see how this matters in any case. Have you forgotten that your doppelganger's guilt has already been established, defense? Forgotten? No, but I wish I could. The nearest thing. What's the nearest thing he grabbed? What is it that was stolen anyway? Why does that matter? He stole something, and that's that. Known to be getting into the nitty-gritty. I know people would usually probably steal the bow and arrow since that's the highest price item in that game. But yeah, it doesn't matter what you stole. you would still be called thief. I think that's what they're getting at here. As it happens, Defense, the goddess herself forbade us from talking about this. That's right, because there's multiple options here of what could be stolen. She called it, technical limitation, whatever that means. What? But that's the most important question here. If it was something cheap, surely we can agree this punishment is too severe. It is what it is. I must ask that you drop the line of questioning. Yeah, because of the technical limitation of the games. This is ridiculous. Oh, hey, don't look so glum, chum. Oh, we got some evidence. Here you go. This is a flyer with all my wares. That should give you an idea of what it might have been. Well, it's something at least. The court accepts this flyer into evidence. Wares list added to the court record. Now then, witness, please continue. Here we go. List of wares in the Koholint Town Tool Shop. What do we got? Aha, yeah. Oh yeah, see, it shows it at the very top. Bow, 980 rupees. The maximum amount of rupees that you can get in this game is 999. So like you almost have to max out your rupees just to buy the dang bow. And people don't got time for that. That's why they're stealing this thing. Shovel, yep. Shield and your arrows. And you need the bow actually to defeat some later enemies in the game. I think the game developers just decided you'll have that much money later on. You'll be able to buy the bow for sure by then. And it's kind of true. But like on your second, third, fourth playthrough of the game, if you've played it that many times, you're kind of optimizing your paths. You're not getting as many rupees. And so it is harder to build up that amount of rupees if you're not grinding for them. Okay. All right. So I turn around. Yeah, you turn around. Patrons can just freely go behind the counter like that? Nah, of course not. I don't have a counter. What? Customers have to hold their items while I ring them up. But wouldn't the register have to be on a counter or something similar? Well, yeah, I suppose. But it's only big enough for me to register, not for any products too. That's what I meant. I see. You got a problem? Who here to criticize me interior decor? Best to have as little extra fluff as possible. So I think the base model for this guy from the assets, it almost seems like it's the boss carpenter here. But they've added like these extra movements and stuff. But like the wide open mouth, like that thing seems very much like what the boss carpenter does. Keeps the customer eyes on the wares, you see. Well, I can't deny there is some logic to that. But he ain't there anymore. So let's press. Hey, actually, that reminds me. I noticed that the wall behind me was starting to get moldy. This stray thought distracted me for just a split second, you see. Is this all a joke? Some kind of skit? So I turn back to the entrance. Okay. Oh, press on that too. Let me guess. He wasn't there either. As I live, the slimy rope. Like, is he talking about, like, instead of saying snake, he says rope? The snake creatures from Zelda 1, Zelda 2, A Link to the Past, they're not called snakes. They're called ropes. I think there's ropes as well in Link's Awakening. It's an interesting decision to call the snakes ropes. There you have it. That's why he says this. Carumba, he's gone. Awesome. Your establishment doesn't exactly have the tightest security, does it? I never needed any. Everyone in town trusts everyone else. Everyone was shocked when I told them. I tells you, shocked. Kind of for me, where's going for free? They're already cheap as possible. Here we go. I think this is where I present the list. Like, cheap as possible? What's with this bow being 980? The shovel being 200. So, sure. Let's see. I do have to ask, why did you need to steal from this store exactly? Well, you see, I really needed one of the things in there. Yes, that's what pain is for. I was shipwrecked. I wasn't exactly swimming in rupees. Fair point. Defense? Do you have an actual question for the witness? I'm glad he pointed this out. Because cross-examination and everything, you have to question the witnesses. You cannot say what they're thinking. You cannot talk, like, give statements, right? That's for the testimony that the witnesses give. So lawyers have to instead ask questions so the testimony can be entered into as statements in the court record. Then let us move on. Continue, shopkeeper. All right, we'll come back to this one. I think it was, that's where I put the evidence. Well, I suppose he did already pay the ultimate price. Let's see what he means by this. What does that mean? Oh, that's right. This guy literally killed me when I went back into the store. What? You know, if you're gonna make up a lie, at least make it believable. It's not a lie. It's true. How are you here then? I don't know. It got undone somehow. One moment I'm getting fried, and then poof. I'm back at the doorstep, and that guy is just smiling at me creepily. Surely death is enough of a punishment for theft? This all sounds very hard to believe, defendant. Well, what did the witness mean by the ultimate price then? Oh, well, I just meant the cuts I said on him, didn't I? Yes, that was it. Perfectly sensible. Okay, I'm starting to get goosebumps, but surely that is all there is to it? Well, that's quite the testimony. If you say so. You're the lawyer here, whatever that means. Wait, are you saying there are no lawyers in your world at all? I don't think there are. How weird. I can't imagine how that would even work. Anyway, best to stay on track. I don't have much to work with here, so I should keep pressing for more details. I did press. I pressed everywhere. I think I need... this one. This is where I would actually present the wares list. Ah, music stopped. That was it. Cheap, you say? That's not quite true now, is it? Whatever do you mean, defense? Your Honor, if you look at the flyer the witness has so graciously provided us with, do any of the items in there seem like a bargain to you? Well, let's see. Goodness gracious. 980 rupees for a simple bow? Why, that's more than I get paid in... Objection. Now just wait a bloomin' second. All the villages be happy with me shop. No one's ever complained, you know. That's so, witness. Tell me, how many customers do you get each day? That's not important. It's all because of that blasted trendy game. Shifting the blame here. Not me fault, folks prefer to play with the stupid crane. I will agree that the prices are a bit inflated. So what? Objection. What do you mean, so what? My other self needed to survive somehow, and the prices were entirely unreasonable. I was shipwrecked. It would have taken me months to get that kind of money. It does take a while to get that money in that game. Yes. Given a survival scenario, I suppose this explains the defendant's motive, at the very least. Indeed, he didn't just steal out of malice or with profit in mind. It was a life or death situation. A life or death, you say. Tell me, which one of the items listed in that flyer is necessary for survival, precisely? Well, for instance. Exactly. Maybe the recovery hearts. 10 rupees is way too much for those. Oh, I agree. That's a terrible deal, given you can get them by just cutting some grass. Also true. Yeah. Oh. Yes. Everything in the store carried that one might need for survival could have been easily obtained elsewhere. The defendant had no pressing need. The prosecution makes a valid point. There's no food or water listed among the wares after all. Objection! Oh, Koholint Link objected. I wasn't just trying to survive. I was trying to leave the island. Leave the island? Bah. And how would you do that using this set of items, pray tell? Were you planning to paddle off the island with a shovel? No, not directly like that. The island can't be escaped by normal means. I needed them to wake the windfish. Yep. Credibility out the window. Here we go. We're done. What? The heck is a windfish? I'm not sure. Right. So you knew it needed to be awakened because an owl told me. Are you trying not to make sense at this point? Ooh. Perhaps I can shed some light on this particular matter. It's the owl. By Jove! Is that a talking owl? You're one to talk, dude. You're Porgy Bora in human disguise. Oh. I felt like I was needed, and so I came. You would be wise not to scoff at what your counterpart is telling you. So, you mean... Yes, of course. Everything the brave lad has said is true. He is on a special quest, and Koholint's no regular island at all. If you'll allow me, I can explain everything. Oh, thank the goddesses. Finally, someone will actually explain something. What utter nonsense! I object to the presence of this animal in my courtroom, in your courtroom. Jeez. And funny too, Ganondorf is like saying, this is my courtroom. Like, buddy, come on. I mean, he does think he runs the courtroom, that's for sure. No way am I going to listen to testimony from an owl. Objection. Oh, so you've accepted everything else happening here, but not this? The defense demands the right to cross-examine the bird. Out of all the boneheaded, stupid. Order, order. Allow me to share my opinion on this matter. Given the situation at hand, I see nothing wrong with allowing a bird to testify, unusual as it may be. Mr. Owl, please tell us all we need to know about the nature of Koholint Island. Who? Koholint's very existence, its very essence, Hoot. It is tied to the windfish's slumber. As long as the windfish sleeps, the island cannot be escaped, like a terrible nightmare. It was all a dream. The young sword-bearer must, thus, search for the 8 instruments of the sirens, and play the ballad that will wake the Great One. Hoot. With the instruments all united, the windfish's slumber shall come to an end, and so shall Koholint. Jeez. Yeah, that is what happens. It's kind of a crazy ending to that game. Yeah, didn't explain anything either. Ha! Just like I said, listening to this bird was a waste of time. Yep, there's Ganondorf, always calling everything a waste of time. Ooh. Perhaps that was not as clear as I'd hoped. Do forgive me. Over-mystifying is a bit of an occupational hazard for our kind. What occupation? Professional owl? Please, if you have questions, I will happily answer. Woohoo! Well, the witness seems to be all but begging to be cross-examined. Defense, please go right ahead. All right. You asked for it. Hoot. Alrighty. Yeah. Let's press that, because I don't think I have anything in the court record. Profiles. Helps thief in his adventure on Koholint. Okay. Well, let's start with the Dodongo in the room, like the elephant in the room, the Dodongo, which is a big, scaly dragon dinosaur. What the heck is a windfish? Dodongo? No, young counselor, you must be confused. Woo. The windfish, the Leviathan, is a huge whale. That's okay. He just called the windfish a Leviathan, which that is not how the windfish is referred to in Link's Awakening, but it is, I understand it's theorized that the Leviathan from Skyward Sword, the big whale in the sky, is that very same windfish. So, and by the way, like, even though like Koholint is like a dream, the windfish is not, and like creates this very real island within its dream. So it's even argued, like, was that island real or no? Well, clearly these characters right here, the shopkeeper, the owl, that's interesting. I think that the game developers, that the story writer for this, or the script writer for this ROM hack would make that distinction. Just wanted to point that out. As far as Koholint is concerned, it has always been, and as long as Koholint is, it will always be. Right. A deity whale. I'd bring up the fact that whales are not fish, but at this point, I don't think it really matters. Yeah, leave it. All right, press this too. What would happen if you did try? Why couldn't you just build a raft and try to sail away? Truthfully, I do not know. Perhaps, no matter how long you sailed, the island would just never fade from view. The sea would never end, like an infinite staircase, until you turned around and found yourself back where you started in no time, like Bowser's infinite staircase. Or perhaps you would just die. Yikes! That's a possibility? I admit I thought about trying that a few times. Ooh, there's but one way to escape. The 8 instruments of the sirens, and this one's in red. That's that. Well, how does one obtain these elusive instruments exactly? Ooh, that is no simple task, to be sure. The instruments of the sirens sleep deep within the temples scattered across the land, fraught with monsters, traps, and other dangers. At the end of each, a formidable, foul foe, guarding a peace. Yes, to obtain all the instruments of yours, to slay all those who corrupt the island from within. Slaying foes? This sounds like some kind of mass murder spree. It appears... Yes, it appears that our worlds may differ from each other, more significantly than I thought. I cannot feel him here. How strange. What in Din's name are you babbling about now, you feathered menace? Who? In our land, since the very beginning of time, an evil influence has permeated all. The king of evil, the demon lord, Ganon. Is that another like theory about Koholint Island? Because I never got that sense that that was any of Ganon's doing. That I know that Ganon appears as one of the final nightmares, like a fight with a Ganon-like boss, and Aghanim as well, like stuff that happened in Link to the Past. But I just figured this was just like from Link's own fears and nightmares, like the stuff that he had faced before, brought to life by the nightmares of Koholint Island as one final like boss trial. But I don't know, maybe other people feel differently. Or maybe it's been confirmed somehow that Ganon was influencing the Windfish all this time. I don't know. From the very dirt of the earth to even the first thoughts of an infant, if you dig deep enough, if you look closely enough, you will find his malice and hatred. The king of evil? Ganon? So he noticed too. Could it just be a coincidence? Naturally, when I speak of vanquishing foes, I speak of his creations. Oh, so they're saying that the nightmares are a creation of Ganon. Interesting. Deeply rooted in the most primordial evil, these foul beasts' only goals are for their own survival and for the misery of others. No being that has been touched by Hylia's grace would object to their destruction. It is as innate to our nature as breathing. And yet, here is a world without him. Is your world lucky to have been spared, or has ours been particularly unlucky? That I do not know. So it seems like whatever evil that infests every manifestation of Ganon/Ganondorf isn't here in this world. So this Ganondorf standing across from me, he is just what he purports to be. He is the lone Gerudo male born every 100 years, and he is an attorney, and that's what he is. But I'm sure he has other aspirations, because he's not a good guy. Or maybe he does care for law and order, like he's lawful evil or something. But here, let's see what the owl has to say. Perhaps this is even the very reason her grace has chosen this world to send us to. you have any idea what this is about? I think I do, actually. Really? I don't think it really matters for what we're talking about, though. Right. Can we get back to the matter at hand, then? Why, of course. I was just musing aloud. And with the instruments all united. Okay. Right. And I don't suppose making noise any other way would suffice. You know, just screaming into its ear or something. Of course not, my dear counselor. The windfish's sleep is not natural. A magical slumber like that can only be broken via magical means. Right. But what did you mean by that last part? Well, something happened to Koholint when the windfish wakes. Koholint Island is a magical place born of the windfish's slumber. Once the Leviathan awakes, the magic keeping Koholint in place will dissipate. You mean... Oh, of course. When the windfish wakes, Koholint will disappear, and nary a sight shall remain. What? Did you know about this? Well, truth be told, I suspected. Ah, clever lad. Who? Yes, surely you have noticed. The only shop in town selling nothing but tools and equipment, shopkeepers with magical powers, villages of talking animals. Koholint, as a whole, is unnatural. It is a place made of dreams and nightmares. Villages of talking animals? I must have missed that part. What about the inhabitants then? Where will they go when the island disappears? Here we go. Where indeed? After all we've heard here, I think one thing has been made clear. My client has truly found himself in a life or death situation. This testimony fully corroborates that. On top of that, to escape the island, he had to go on a life-threatening quest. In order to survive this ordeal, he needed to be well equipped as possible. And the only way to get the needed equipment was from the store, which was charging exorbitant prices. These are all clear mitigating factors. And with that in mind, the defense asserts his punishment is far too severe. Indeed. All right. So yeah, moving on. This does paint the defendant in a more positive light, because the owl has testified to the defendant being like the savior of Koholint Island. It's the savior of the windfish. That he is there to defeat the evil entities put forth by Ganon. It's interesting. It appears the theft might have been necessary given his situation. Yes, that was easier than I thought. Just wait till Ganondorf objects. And it's still early enough to go back to sleep. That owl always used to annoy me a little, but it's really come to my rescue this time, hasn't it? Yeah, I agree that owl can be a little bit annoying, both in Link's Awakening and Ocarina of Time. Looking at you, Kepora. Ooh, I am only here to help, lad. I feel there is no need to further prolong this trial. While this court does not condone the defendant's act in and of itself, I do now believe that he has been punished too harshly for it. And so, this court finds the defendant... Objection! Old man, surely you don't mean to tell me that you've woken me in the dead of night just to make a farce out of this trial. Farce? But Mr. Dragmire, the defense was just presented a rather compelling argument. Compelling? Don't make me laugh. Yes, he had a reason to do what he did. All criminals have reasons. That's no justification. Objection. It wasn't just any reason. Survival was at stake here. Objection. Was it, though? You, bird brain. Who? Yes. What is it? You said that the defendant was to go visit a bunch of dusty old temples in search of the instruments. Tell me, were those instruments the only things in there? Ooh? No, I suppose they were not. Ooh. With structures as old as those, you're bound to find things left by previous inhabitants. Why, yes. I'm sure there would be a lot of treasure left in there, too. No. Treasure! Money! All of that was within the brat's grasp. He could have easily gotten the funds to properly purchase the item he stole with only a little legwork. Which is how you would usually do it in the game if you don't know that you can steal. Objection! Wait a moment. It wouldn't be that easy. Those places were full of monsters and traps. Without any equipment, it would be too dangerous to go alone. Too dangerous to go alone. Very first line from Zelda 1. Take this, it's dangerous to go alone, when the old man gives Link the sword. Oh, how quickly you've forgotten, Defense. Try to recall this flying menace's words from just a few moments ago. The young sword-bearer must thus search for the 8 instruments of the sirens and play the ballad that will wake the Great One. Our little kleptomaniac had a perfectly good sword with him. He wasn't barehanded at all. No. All he was looking for was some kind of easy shortcut out of his predicament. Or maybe the little snake just wanted to keep all the treasure for himself. Oh, now we're actually using the word snake here instead of rope. I guess we don't really see snakes in the Ocarina of Time world, so maybe the writer is keeping that in mind. We don't run across ropes here. I'm just guessing at this point. How dare you? I'm not some greedy treasure hoarder. Either way, the defendant might have had a reason for his theft. But I'd say that reason was likely nothing but selfishness. Ooh. He wanted to keep the treasure? Now, barrister, that's not even remotely possible. Oh, interesting. Barrister. Got some good words in here. All of the treasure, as part of Koholint, would naturally disappear with it. That doesn't mean anything. The twerp might not have known that. Oh, come on, just admit you're wrong. Now this is quite the pickle indeed. That's right, Ganondorf cannot admit he's wrong. The prosecution has brought up some good points, but so has the defense. Furthermore, we seem to be out of testimony to discuss at this point. This will be a hard decision to make. Actually, that reminds me. There was something you kept bringing up in your testimony, Mr. Witness. Yes, what is it? You often mention that Koholint is like a dream or a nightmare. How literal is that? What are you going on about now? Oh no, it very much is. You didn't expect that, Ganondorf. What? Hoot. I thought that point was clear. My apologies. Koholint only exists within a dream. We are in a dream right now, too, in fact. Wait, what? Oh my. This whole trial isn't real? I should have known this whole thing was just too fantastical. Well then, now that we've made that clear, I'm just gonna go and wake up, if you don't mind. Objection! Why? That might be the wisest thing you've proposed so far, Defense. But of course, it's not gonna be you waking up. I'm the only real person here. I haven't the slightest idea how my mind conjured up this nonsense. Shouldn't have had that noble pursuit before bed. Ho ho. I suppose it wouldn't be the first time I've dreamt up the courtroom. It's never been quite this vivid, but I guess this old man still has quite the active imagination. Meanwhile, my imagination's being a bit overactive right now, I guess. I haven't even had any noble pursuits. Objection! Please wait! Huh? You can't just wake up. What about me? What about you? You're clearly just an invention of my mind, brat. But hey, you want a resolution? No problem. Judge, declare a guilty verdict right now. Prosecutor Dragmire, I refuse to hand down a faulty verdict, even in my dreams. No, this won't do. I will just have to wake up now. Here goes. Anytime now. Strange. I don't seem to be able to. If I may interject. I have said that this is a dream, yes, but why would that mean that nothing here is real? Oh, be quiet, you pile of feathers! I banish you from my dream! Be gone! What? What is this? Am I stuck in this nightmare? Well, naturally, only one person here can actually control the dream. Everyone else is just along for the ride, so to speak. Are you saying everyone here is actually real, just sharing the same dream? Why, of course. Her Grace chose one person to be the host and then thrust the others into it. Preposterous! If this is all in the green brat's dream, why doesn't he just remove his curse on his own? Preposterous? Not at all, my angry Gerudo friend. I never said he's the one in charge. He came from the dream world of Koholint, after all. Well, how did he wind up in someone else's dream then, you blasted buzzard? He's got some good insults. Having battled with Ganon before, he is of particular interest to the Demon Lord. The evil one saw an opportunity and forcefully shoved him into the dream of the Windfish. A dreamscape he has been steadily perverting with his evil for many years. He infested it with his own creations, twisted it into a dangerous place, and imprisoned its creator within. As a result, that is also why our green-clad friend cannot wake up normally. But this world is free of Ganon. Whoever the host of this dream is could indeed just wake. Although I cannot imagine the Goddess Hylia would be very thrilled with that conclusion, having made all the effort to bring her chosen hero here. How do you know all this? Why, isn't it obvious? I myself am part of the Windfish's spirit. I could not just stand idly by when Hylia's own champion was dealt such a bad hand. And so, I've tried to lead you to the 8 instruments, and I reached out to Hylia for help with this predicament. I can hardly believe it. Well, who is it then? Who is the one controlling this dream? Who? That I do not know. That is something you'll have to find out for yourself. Whoever it is will have the final word in this trial. Interesting. So that's it then. It all hinges on this point. Who is this dream's windfish? I must consider all the facts. Sit. This Link putting it together. Who is the one that her Grace Hylia chose to control this dream? Say it's neither of them. Okay. Both Dragmire and the judge have already conclusively proven they're not the host of this dream. That's Skyward Sword music. Yeah. I just realized it. Sorry. Okay. Who does that leave? Maybe one of them? Not them either. Okay. It can't be either the owl or the shopkeeper. They'd each have ended the trial in their favor by now if they were in control. And I already know that that thief isn't the one in control, so who does that leave? I mean, it's the only conclusion. It's me! I am this dream's windfish. That's it. There's no doubt about it. Got it, sir. Well, what are you looking so smug about? Isn't it obvious? I've just realized who must be the one controlling the stream. No, it can't be. I see you've realized it now, too. Oh my, you mean you're the one? Well, let's give it a try, shall we? What are you? Oh! Hello, everyone. Ah, yeah! Now this stream's getting good. Marin? I guess they do kind of resemble each other. Defense! What did you do to Prosecutor Dragmire? Nothing bad, of course. I just ejected him out of here. He's probably waking rather abruptly right about now. I decided it'd be nicer to have someone more pleasant to deal with on the opposing side. The prosecution has nothing more to add. The defendant's totally innocent. This! I won't stand for this. You can't just give yourself an easier opponent. That's a shame. But wait! Who will give the verdict now? I know of one good candidate. Huh? Well, I see no reason to prolong this trial. Will the defendant please step up to the stand? Is this really okay? I thought the goddess wanted a fair trial. Actually, she requested no such thing. What? The way the judge put it, the only stipulation was that someone else decide your fate. She decided someone else should determine whether this punishment was just or not to ensure her own biases would not affect the outcome. Fair enough. At no point does she specify how the decision should be made or how many people should be making it. That still feels like cheating. Oh well, there's one easy way to find out if it's allowed or not. This court finds the defendant... Objection! Wait, I'm not having this. My product was still stolen, you know? What kind of justice is... Get out of here. Don't interrupt me. Now then, once again, this court finds the defendant not guilty. Hey. Oh, that's a nice ending. So let's see. Your name is Link. Oh, renamed him. Oh, it's the same. Of course, our names are the same. I'm not sure why you're surprised. In any case, I believe you should be getting back to your own world now. And no more stealing, you hear? Of course not. Never again. Glad to hear that. Best of luck on your quest. And with that, court is adjourned. Okay. June 6th. Link Legal Agency in Kakariko Village. Okay, so we're expanding the world a little bit now. Like, I guess that was one of my questions. Like, where does Link do where's his law firm at? Like, what are we? It's in Kakariko Village. And what house would this be? Ugh. Oh, he's getting up out of bed. He's waking up. What? Where? The office? Oh, I guess this isn't where he stays. This is just the office. That's right. I stayed to catch up on work. I guess I must have fallen asleep reading case files. Man, what a crazy dream, though. What was it about again? I was in court, and then... Ah, darn. It's gone already. He doesn't remember. Can't remember a single thing. Oh, well. Oh, well. The end. Oh, man. Oh, I'm glad this was here. I'm glad I was able to play it. That was cute. Okay, and there's nothing else, right? No other extras. Okay, yeah. No other extras. We're just waiting on case 2 at this point. That seems to have been confirmed in the changelog that I read, that there are things that are being put into case 2, whatever case 2 is going to be. I'm guessing that's not case 2 that I just played. I really enjoyed what the writers did to integrate some of the lore of, or maybe theories about Koholint into this little scenario. Like the windfish is a leviathan, which is a reference, I believe, to Skyward Sword. That the nightmares are induced by Ganon himself because he is an evil that permeates the land, and that land cannot get out from under it. And people like the owl are sensitive to the evil that Ganon just exudes. Whereas in this world where we're in right now with the courtroom and everything, that evil entity does not actually exist. And even though we have Ganondorf sitting in the prosecutor's chair, apparently he is not demised from Skyward Sword, I should say, has not inhabited his body, has not been passed down to this incarnation of Ganondorf. So that's a little interesting bit of world building for this specific world of The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. I thought about it and it's like, oh man, like having all these peripherals and stuff, like it's kind of a big ask to have the player like have to do all this stuff just to be able to play these extras. But I'm glad there's actually a workaround, and we showcase that, how you can just input a code on the screen brightness screen. If you do not have the means or capability to put all this stuff together and play these extra events in the game, it's okay. Having workarounds like that really make this experience so much better. Yeah, I would absolutely recommend this to people who love the Ace Attorney games for sure, people who like Zelda and the lore. It's a visual novel, so there's just it's very story heavy, but like that way you can weave in some more lore elements. I have been a Zelda fan my entire life. From the time I could pick up an NES controller, yeah, I was playing Zelda 1. I was playing Zelda 2. I was a little kid playing these games and falling in love with them. And so I've played like every release since they've come out, all the way up to Tears of the Kingdom, of course, and Echoes of Wisdom. For someone who grew up on Zelda and played A Link to the Past, and then eventually A Link Between Worlds, and then played Echoes of Wisdom, you're returning to that Hyrule. That was cool. I like the lore. I used to like be into like the theories and stuff about Zelda. I still kind of am. I kind of catch them here and there. I know a lot of people are not happy with the way the timelines are split. The child, adult, and downfall timeline. And now apparently Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom stand outside of all of that. Like with this game, for instance, it's not on any of these timelines either. It is very clearly set outside of those timelines. And it makes a point of saying that there is no presence of Ganon here. And that is what's so cool about this extra content that we played, is they're actually able to answer that question that maybe we had in the back of our minds. Like, how does this fit in? Is this like a continuation of Ocarina of Time somehow? Maybe. It's not, right? It's set in the world of Ocarina of Time as we know it, like kind of like parallel timelines, but same time frame, same Link, Malon, Talon, Lon Lon Ranch, the royal family, different Zeldas, right? The Zelda from Ocarina of Time. In this timeline, she's dead, and her little sister assumes the role of Zelda. I think all signs point to that is like the next case, or they're building up to this as like the grand case of these ROM hacks they're doing of this Hero of Law series. Is it going to be a series? Will Case 2 just be a DLC, if you will? Or like, Hero of Law 2.0 that has this case, the extras, and then Case 2 also like continuing the story? I don't know. But I'm definitely going to play Case 2 blind. I think when that comes out, I'll pick it up and I will play through that as well. I hope I don't have to wait long, but also like I know that is totally a fan initiative, and I understand fan initiatives very well. I work on a big one myself. You don't get any money for that. The fandom, they love it, they eat it up. But what you're doing is like it's a passion project. Yeah, more power to you. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll be here for it. So with that, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it that you would watch these videos, but you would leave comments, like them, subscribing to my channel. It helps me out. It helps my small YouTube channel grow. I know the niche I'm in is very oversaturated right now. I'm okay with that. I think understanding that is very important. I know like it's competitive, but I don't really want to compete. I just want to be with everyone and doing this because we all love this. We all love what we're doing. I'm kind of an experienced gamer on a lot of this stuff. I want to show what that's like when someone like an old guy like me comes in to play through these newer games, and how I solve game puzzles or battles that I come across, like how I approach them. Big shout out to Newer Team for what they're doing. I'm watching, I'm waiting, and as always, we will see you later, gamers.